Turbochargers are incredible pieces of engineering that dramatically increase your engine's power output, often delivering a 30 to 40% boost in horsepower. However, when oil starts leaking from the turbo, it can quickly lead to reduced performance, serious engine wear, or even complete turbo failure. The encouraging part? Many of these problems are avoidable if you spot the warning signs early, and repairs are usually far less expensive when addressed promptly. Today, we're going to walk through 9 key indicators that your turbocharger is leaking oil. Stay with me until the end, where I'll reveal the most frequent underlying cause of these leaks and share practical steps to prevent it from happening to your vehicle. Symptom 1. Blue or grayish exhaust smoke. Especially noticeable during acceleration, one of the most obvious red flags is seeing blue or gray smoke pouring from your tailpipe, particularly when you press the gas pedal. This happens because leaking oil slips past worn seals and gets burned in the hot exhaust gases. The smoke tends to be thicker with bigger leaks, and if ignored, it can clog your catalytic converter or DPF, leading to expensive repairs and poor turbo efficiency. Even without constant smoke, keep an eye out for occasional puffs. They could stem from excessive crankcase pressure or a partially restricted oil return path, pushing oil into the exhaust. Symptom 2. Illuminated check engine light with related diagnostic trouble codes. Modern vehicles are smart enough to detect turbo problems early through sensors. A glowing check engine light might point directly to oil-related turbo issues. Common codes to watch for include P0299, underboost condition, or P0234, overboost situation, both of which can result from disrupted oil flow affecting boost pressure. Grab an OBD2 scanner to pull the codes. It's an inexpensive tool that gives you valuable insight into what's really going on. Symptom 3. Visible oil puddles or spots on the ground after parking after shutting off the engine and letting it sit. Check underneath your car for dark, oily patches. If you find greasy residue near the turbo location, it could indicate a compromised gasket, cracked housing, or problems with the oil return line, like kinks, blockages, or excess sealant buildup. These small drips can escalate quickly, raising the risk of fire hazards or major turbo damage. Symptom 4. Oily residue, stains, or buildup around the turbo housing. Sometimes leaks aren't dramatic puddles. They're sneaky accumulations of gunk and oil film right on or near the turbo itself. Carefully inspect the compressor and turbine sides for wet spots, dark streaks, or crusty deposits. These are often caused by failing seals, loose connections, or tiny cracks that allow oil to seep out slowly. Symptom 5. Unexplained and frequent drops in engine oil level. If you're regularly adding oil between changes without any obvious external leaks elsewhere, the turbo could be the culprit. Oil escaping through the turbo reduces your overall engine oil volume. Make it a habit to check the dipstick weekly. Consistent low readings are a strong clue that oil is being lost internally. Symptom 6. Noticeable loss of power, sluggish acceleration, or increased turbo lag. A healthy turbo delivers instant, strong boost. When oil leaks disrupt lubrication and cooling, the turbo struggles to spool up properly. You might experience hesitation, weaker throttle response, longer delays before power kicks in, or an overall feeling that the car just isn't as quick as before. Symptom 7. Unusual high-pitched whining, whistling, or grinding sounds from the turbo area. Listen carefully when the engine is under load. A sharp whistle, siren-like whine, or metallic grinding noise during spool-up is often a sign of insufficient lubrication. Without proper oil flow, the turbo's bearings wear prematurely, creating those alarming sounds that get worse over time. Symptom 8. Engine running hotter than normal or signs of overheating. If your temperature gauge climbs unusually high or you detect a burning oil odor, the turbo might not be cooling itself adequately due to low oil supply. This extra heat stresses the entire engine and cooling system, potentially causing warped parts, gasket failures, or even total breakdown. Symptom 9. Oil consumption after installing a brand new turbo. Here's a common frustration. You've just fitted a fresh turbo, yet oil is still leaking. Before blaming the new unit, consider this. The turbo is rarely the root cause. The real villain is usually excessive crankcase pressure from a blocked or malfunctioning breather/PCV system, also called crankcase ventilation. When this system clogs, combustion blow-by gases build up pressure inside the crankcase, forcing oil past the turbo seals, even on a brand new turbo. It's like pressure with nowhere to escape, so it pushes oil out wherever it can. Other frequent causes of turbo oil leaks include restricted, kinked, or undersized oil drain/return lines that prevent proper gravity-fed drainage, clogged air filters, or restricted intake paths creating vacuum/pressure imbalances, excessive exhaust back pressure from blocked DPF/catalytic converters, improper installation, such as using silicone sealant that breaks off and clogs passages, or tilting the turbo beyond recommended angles. Over 90% of turbo failures trace back to oil-related problems like starvation, contamination, or poor drainage, not the turbo itself. Should you rebuild or replace? Don't rush to buy a brand new turbo, which can easily run $1,200 plus. If caught early, a professional rebuild often costs around $450 and restores full performance at a fraction of the price. How to prevent turbo oil leaks in the first place: keep air intake filters clean and replace them on schedule. Ensure oil feed and drain lines are clear, properly sized, and sloped downward for gravity flow. Regularly inspect and maintain the PCV/breather system to avoid pressure buildup. Check for exhaust restrictions and keep the DPF/catalytic converter flowing freely. Always use the manufacturer's specified gaskets and O-rings. Never silicone on oil-related seals. Monitor oil levels, pressure, and quality religiously, and allow the engine to idle for 30 to 60 seconds after hard driving to cool the turbo. There you have it. 9 unmistakable signs that your turbo is leaking oil, plus the real reasons behind most leaks and how to stop them before they become costly nightmares. Spotting these issues early can save your engine thousands in repairs. In our upcoming video, we'll expose the most frequent oil change errors that quietly destroy engines, even turbocharged ones. Check the link below to watch it now and keep your ride running strong.